I've been on the hunt for a new guitar. I wanted something that would be a little bit more modern, have a HSS configuration, something with a Floyd, killer pickups, and a neck that doesn't feel like I'm gripping a baseball bat that's been covered in honey because of the thick poly. So naturally I thought, you know what? Fender's new Player 2 modified Strat is out. It's got most of the features I want, including the Floyd Rose, the noiseless pickups. It's got to be the right one. I mean, it looks cool. It's got classic looks, modern upgrades, Strat headstock. What else can I ask for? Sounds like a done deal, right? Well, not exactly, because after a deep dive down the spec rabbit hole, and yes, a little mild existential crisis, I ended up with this instead. This is the Charvel So-Cal, the FRE model. And let me tell you, it quietly walked into the ring and basically drop kicked the Fender across the tone spectrum. And today I'm going to explain to you why I came home with this guitar instead. So here's where it gets interesting. These two guitars, they're from the same family. So if you don't already know, Charvel is owned by Fender. And technically, this isn't a brand battle, it's a family feud. Both of these guitars are very similar, yet not the same. They're kind of like, how can I put this into perspective? I would say the Fender guitar is more like the responsible older sibling. You know, the guy, clean cut, classic, drinks black coffee, doesn't really take many risks, does everything by the book. You know the type I'm talking about, right? Well, enter Charvel. Charvel is like the wild younger brother, the one that you can't control. You know who I'm talking about. You guys probably already have people in your life like this. The younger brother who shows up late, is hammered when he gets there, rips a wild solo, takes off, pees in your bushes on the way out, and then jumps on a motorcycle and drives off way too fast. Same DNA, wildly different personalities. So it's not just branding, they're literally made very similarly. Both have alder bodies, they both have 25.5 scale lengths, so you think they kind of feel the same, right? Well, no. They're very different. Once you start playing them, the difference jumps out hard. Charvel's like a Strat that went to a shred boot camp and came back with a six-pack and a much, much faster neck. Now don't get me wrong, the Fender neck is nice. Modern C-shape, 12-inch radius, feels like your favorite pair of worn-in jeans. The Charvel is kind of Lululemon level comfort. We're talking compound radius, 12 to 16-inch fretboard, rolled edges, a satin finish so smooth it should be X-rated, totally different level. Once you go compound, it's hard to go back. It's like your hands just got a VIP treatment when you compare it to a standard neck. Now Fender gives you a rosewood or maple choice of neck finishes, right? You have different types of boards. They're solid choices, respectable. Charvel gives you ebony. It's smooth, it's tight-grained, and sounds snappier. Like I had a double espresso and now I can play faster. It's just more snappy and just feels so good in your hands. Nothing gets in the way. Now, if we look at the pickups, you know, Fender's noiseless pickups are great. They're quiet, they're clean, but I feel like they're a little clinical. Like a polite dinner guest that says all the right things and never knocks over your wine. I mean, they're pleasant, but they're not exciting. Now, you look at the pickups that Charvel has chosen, they went with Duncan's. Now, they show up all in leather, drink all your alcohol, and, you know, make a mess of things, but you kind of like it. The TB6 in the bridge and the SSL6 in the single coil positions here sound just more alive. There's no coil splitting, no frills, just brutal honesty and glorious filth when you want it. You know, it's just one of those things where they're wildly dangerous, but that's what makes them fun. Now, Fender does give you a push-pull coil split, which is cool if you want to identify as a single coil. If you like the fact that humbuckers pretend that it's a single coil sometimes, you might like that option. For me, it's not something I'm into. I really don't like the sound of split humbuckers. So for me, I prefer to go with what Charvel did. They said not to that and basically decided to give you a tone knob that is zero load, which means that when it's cranked all the way up, it basically gets removed from the circuit and gives your tone a little bit more of the higher end. It just gives you a little bit more and it sounds great. You know, it's something that you might not necessarily think you needed, but once it's there, it's something that you're going to be using all the time. So both of these guitars rock a Floyd Rose system, but Fender went with the Floyd Rose Special. I don't know why they did that. I think it's a mistake. I mean, it gets the job done, but it's nowhere near the quality of the Floyd 1000 series that Charvel put on the guitars. These have smoother action, tougher hardware. It doesn't flinch after a round of dive bombs. It's like comparing a really nice blender to a Vitamix, you know? It's not in the same category at all. And I think it's a shame because that is one of the shortcomings of the Fender model. Now, one of the other things that I have to point out is that the Charvel is offered in a really cool red, Ferrari red no less, and black combo, which I think looks killer. The Fender models offer a little bit less in terms of the color combinations, and I just gravitated towards this because it just scratched that 80s itch so well, and it just looks so hot. I couldn't say no. So let's put our accountant cap on right now and let's talk numbers. Let's get a little bit serious. Fender is offering their new guitar at about $1,149 USD. Charvel is $1,099 USD. So you're paying less for more. Better tremolo, more tone, in my opinion, better neck performance, that spicy ebony fretboard we talked about earlier. So unless you're really into paying a premium for the word Fender on the headstock, which, hey, you know, you do you, if that's what you want, that's fine. I prefer to get the better deal. I really think that the Charvel comes out on top. Now, I'm not here to bash Fender. I love Fender. I own multiple Fenders behind me. You can see a few. But when it came down to this decision, you know, same layout, same country of origin, similar price, well, actually better price. The Charvel just offered better features where they count for less money. The Fender just didn't do it for me. It was just a little bit too plain Jane, and this one fits right into my wheelhouse and will definitely be my shredder guitar, if I can call it that, but it's very versatile and goes well beyond just shredding. So I really think I came home with the prettiest girl at the party when I picked up this guitar. No remorse, no buyer's regret, and I love playing this guitar. It just does it for me every time. Now, I'm sure there'll be some of you out there that will disagree with me and think that I'm out of my mind, that this guitar couldn't possibly compete with a Fender. So drop your thoughts in the comments below. Smash that like button if this helped you avoid buyer's remorse, and subscribe if you're just as addicted to gear as I am, because there'll be more gear reviews coming your way, and I hope to see you next time right here on Addicted to Gear.